What's up, everybody? My name is Brooklyn. I'm a professional bookkeeper and I do virtual bookkeeping for small businesses all across the US. I own my own business where I teach business owners how to do their bookkeeping, or they can just hire me to do it so they can focus on running their business. In this video, I'm going to teach you bookkeeping basics and how to get started in a good accounting software. I have experience with many programs over the years, and I truly think that QuickBooks Online is the best. I'm not sponsored by them. It's just my opinion. So that's what we're doing today. Let me go ahead and share my screen and let's get right into it. So this is what it looks like when you sign on. This is your home page that gives you a quick overview of your business. Quick disclosure, this is not one of my clients. This is a dummy account that QuickBooks made for training their pro advisors. When you sign on for the first time, you won't have any data in here yet, so it'll be blank. On the left, you'll see your nav bar. Up here at the top, Create is where you enter new transactions. But I actually want to get you started down here in the Apps, Accounting, Bank Transactions. This is where QuickBooks lets you connect your bank accounts and credit cards so that you don't have to manually enter every single transaction. This dummy business already has a checking account, a savings account, and a credit card connected. To connect your account, simply click Link Account and follow the prompts to log into your business's financial institutions. Now, every single transaction that happens on that account will appear here in your QuickBooks account so that you don't have to manually enter it. Quick side note, if you don't have a business bank account yet, and right now you're merging your personal and business banking, please pause this video, take 15 minutes, and open a separate business bank account. I promise keeping your personal and business transactions separate will make your life so much easier, and you'll see why in the next step. So, bookkeeping, what is it? It's the first step in accounting. Before you can file your taxes or review financial statements, you need to record and organize all of your business's financial transactions. So yes, we're going to go down every single line item here and categorize each transaction to your chart of accounts. You can find your chart of accounts the same way that you got here over in Apps, Accounting, Chart of Accounts. Your chart of accounts is made up of categories that you would use to classify a transaction. These categories show up on your financial statements like your balance sheet and profit and loss. So anytime that you see or hear chart of accounts, think, how am I going to categorize this transaction? We're not going to dive too deep into all these categories today because some of them can get a little complicated. We're just going to keep it simple and mainly go over some income and expenses because that's the bulk of bookkeeping that you're going to be doing. So you'll see the account type in this category here, and you'll see a lot of income and expense accounts. It's pretty simple. Income is money that your business earns, and expenses are what your business spends money on to operate. So let's go over some common categories in your chart of accounts before we get started categorizing some transactions. First up, we have advertising and marketing. As of 2026, these are 100% deductible. So social media marketing, a brochure in a magazine, door hangers, a billboard, business cards, all those transactions would get categorized here in this account. Next, vehicle or automotive account. If you're not tracking your miles and prefer to deduct your vehicle expenses like gas, tires, oil changes, registrations, all those things would get categorized here in this account. So this is what a sub-account looks like. The parent account is automotive, and this business owner specifically wants to track how much they're spending in fuel. So if you open the parent account, you'll still see all the fuel charges here. They're just categorized separately. Up next, bank charges and fees. This is for wire transfer fees, management or membership fees, credit card interest fees, ATM fees. A lot of business owners like to have a sub-account here for tracking credit card processing fees on client sales. Up next, office and expenses. This is for printers, staples, desks, computers, software, and subscriptions. This is where you would categorize your QuickBooks subscription to. And last, we have cost of goods sold. You might also see it as COGS, supplies, and materials. These are direct costs to a sale or service that you provide. So for this business, they do design and landscaping. So in this COGS account, we have job supplies and materials. So let's go back to our bank transactions and categorize a few expenses now. So I see on our credit card, we have a transaction for $150 spent with Laura's Laminations. Let's pretend here that we bought some business cards. The transaction type is an expense. To from. QuickBooks wants to know who we paid or who we received money from. In this instance, it was Laura. This was a vendor that we paid money to. You can add a new one by clicking Add New at the top and enter their information. The account type. So QuickBooks is suggesting maybe this was an office expense, but business cards is actually advertising. Down here in the memo, I always like to make a memo. This was for business cards. And then I always like to upload a receipt as well. So we click upload and then post when we're done. So that's going to post it to our chart of accounts. We have another transaction here for Amazon. This was actually, we received money. So for this example, let's pretend that we returned a computer that was broken. So the transaction type, that was credit card to from Amazon. The account type, we're going to want to select whatever account we initially did the charge from. So if this was a computer, that would have been office supplies or office expenses. So we returned a broken laptop and we're going to attach our receipt from Amazon and then we're going to post it. So for our posted accounts that were already posted to our chart of accounts, we can see them all right here, which is posted. We could see the Amazon one we just did and the Laura's lamination. So these examples were expenses. Now let's go over categorizing some income. QuickBooks has the ability to send invoices and collect payments from customers. If you go to apps, sales, invoices, you can see all of your previous invoices, the status, if it's been paid or not, and create new ones. This is a great way to keep track of new orders, but let's enter a sale that you already made. So let's go up to create and select sales receipt. So we're going to add a new customer here by clicking add new and then filling out all this information for our customer. For this example here, I'm just going to use a customer that's already in the system, Amy's Bird Sanctuary. We're going to record a payment and say that we did this sale, we did it on Monday. Okay, we're also going to say that we collected a check and we deposit this to our checking account and the check reference number 1001. So we collected a check on Monday, we deposited it to our checking account, and we're going to scroll down here and enter what we did. So for the product or service, we're going to create a new one since you won't have any yet. Let's say this was a service and we designed a koi pond for her. So you can enter a picture, SKU, category, description. You always want to enter a sales price or rate. Let's say we charge $100 for a koi pond design. And the most important part is the income account. So this is QuickBooks is asking, where do you want to categorize the koi pond design to your chart of accounts? So this is the list of our chart of accounts here. Let's say we don't have one yet. We're going to go up and click add new. So this business is a design and landscaping company. And let's say that for this account, we want to track all of our design income. We designed our koi pond. We're going to categorize that into this account. If we designed a rock garden, we'll categorize that into this account. If we designed, I don't know, a backyard, we'll categorize those designs, income that we received from designs into this account here. So the account type, this is income. And the detail type is service fee income. And we're not going to save it because we clearly already have an account. Here is also an option to make this a sub account. So say if we want to track all of our koi pond, we'll select the parent account as design income and we can add a description if we'd like. So we'll see here the parent account is design income. And here we can see all the money that we made out of koi pond designs. And it's still going to categorize it to this parent account here of design income. So let's click save here. So here we're going to add our koi pond design into this line item and $100. Let's say that we gave her a 5% discount. We can add our discounts in this line here and we can even track our sales tax. So let's say California 8%. And down here, you'll see $95 is what we charge the customer and the balance due is $0. Why is that? Because we already told QuickBooks up here that we received payment as a check and we deposited it to our checking account. So let's record and close this. Now, where did that go? So we're going to go over to our apps, sales transactions. Here we have our sales receipt for Amy's Bird Sanctuary that we just created and it says the status is paid, but we still have one more step. We need to match the bank deposit with our sales receipt here. So QuickBooks knows how to categorize that. So let's go back over to our bank transactions. Okay, and we're going to open our checking account and we're going to scroll down and we're going to look for our check that we deposited. Now, I don't actually have a check here for Amy's Bird Sanctuary, but I can show you what it looks like. So when you deposit a check into your bank account, you will likely see in the bank description their name, the amount that you received, and the date that it was on. QuickBooks is going to be smart enough to see this information and suggest that you want to match it to your previous sales receipt. So Dylan here already has a sales receipt entered just like what we did for Amy. Sales receipt 1003. QuickBooks wants to know if we want to match this payment that we received from Dylan to this sales receipt. So that's what we're going to do when we deposit the check from Amy. We'll see this here in our bank account and then we'll just click match. Then you're all done. So that's about it for the basics. Now you can do your bookkeeping in QuickBooks Online. If you have any questions about your books, feel free to send me an email. I'll probably make a video soon about how to categorize more complicated transactions like assets, liabilities, and equities to your chart of accounts. So remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. I love helping business owners grow, so let me know if this video was helpful by giving it a thumbs up or just say hi in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.